Okay, we're live, but we're in the...
Hey, you got a new arm? That looks so cool.
Okay. We're now live. Are you really just realizing
Yes.
the new microphone arm?
Yeah.
The one I got for Christmas and set up the day of Christmas?
Yeah, no, that looks awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, God. That is pretty cool.
I bet you want one.
No, it's okay. I like my original arm.
I know, but this one is a lot better.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is.
That's too darn bad. I like mine.
You like yours because you don't know what you're missing.
Okay, why is that so much better?
Because it has much better adjustability.
Damn Twitch. Being so secure.
Yeah, seriously. No, you could just move this in and orient it a lot.
I can move this and orient this a lot.
I know, but you're locked to the length of the arm. This has two different pivot points. That only has the one.
1, 2,
No, but that's no.
3.
That's not a pivot point.
Yes, I can.
Sure, but then I guess this has 4. And you can't count that because that doesn't do anything. That's a swivel, not a pivot point. And mine has that too.
Alright, well, was the other one hurting you? Was this a
No, but
necessary
it's just a. Well, I didn't buy it. It was a gift, and also yes.
That you requested specifically.
Yes, I did request this specifically, and it is much better. And I absolutely love it.
Well, you know what? Whatever.
So you can be upset
now we
about
have
it.
opposite mics. Look at that.
I never really noticed that until right now. Damn. You know, we do have opposite mics. Shit.
These are very glary though. Let's see if I can handle with them off. But I feel like I can't even look at screens without them now, or my eyes will burn.
I haven't.
I'm very adjusted to them.
I use mine, but only like obviously when I'm not recording anything because some are maybe there are like anti-glare ones.
Maybe.
Those would be good.
All mine have been very glary.
Yeah.
But alright, when do you want to do this? I'm excited about this episode.
I think you need to go with the brightness on your thing a little.
Okay. I don't think so, but okay.
That's
You're
what
just jealous because I look so good.
No, it's just I want you to match my brightness a little bit. I guess before we fucking.
Well, maybe you should brighten yours a little. Yeah, let's get crunk. Got this water here.
I got this spicy water. Oh man. But this is our first stream of the new year, so happy new year.
Woo-hoo.
Thanks for joining. And we're yeah. I feel weird because we didn't do like our normal like greeting like intro. I just went
you were just like, we're live. And
I
like,
went
still
straight
setting
into
up.
yelling at you.
Yeah.
Man, we did nothing for New Year's.
Absolutely zippity doo dah nothing.
Absolutely nothing. We watched The Office all day. If
Well, because
that.
it was good. The 31st was the last day The Office was on Netflix, so we're
Yeah.
like, let's get in as much as we can.
Yeah.
So it wasn't our fault.
No.
We had to.
It's very unfortunate because I logged into Netflix yesterday. I was like, you know what? Let's just see if it's not off yet because we watched it until past midnight on the 31st, and technically that's now the 1st, and it was still there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because we were actively watching it, and it won't disappear from your Netflix until you like exit out.
Well, maybe we should have just kept it running all night. But then it would have stopped after like 2 episodes and be like, are you still watching?
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you judging me, Netflix? I had to keep getting up and getting the remote and then bring it closer to me so I could just say, yes, I'm still watching.
Just keep the remote with you.
I know, but I was all comfortable, and then I had to get up and get it because I had to say that I was still watching.
Hulu doesn't do that.
Yeah.
But I know that, so there's two distinct differences between, or three, I guess, Hulu and Netflix. Hulu, even though I pay for it, has ads. And sometimes those ads are like 90 seconds, which in the grand scheme of things does not seem very long. But when you get like a hot plate of food and you sit down to watch TV and then you click start and it's a 90-second ad, you're like, fuck.
I know. It's just not fun.
So that's difference one. No ads on Netflix, ads on Hulu. Difference two, Hulu takes a lot longer for it to be like, hey, are you still okay? Like, are you...
Should we call somebody?
Do you have friends or family that like can check on you? Netflix is doing it every 2-3 episodes.
Which is a little annoying. I think
It
it's
is
a little excessive.
Yeah,
Like,
5
do you
episodes.
want me to be watching you or not?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a balance, right? Kind of like how McDonald's, like they want you to eat their food, but they don't want you to eat it every day. Do they?
I think they do.
Maybe they do. That's why they added salads and stuff. That's the only reason
They have
salads.
names for those people. They call them heavy users, and then they also have super heavy users.
Is that really? Oh, okay.
Well, at least that's what it said in Super Size Me, which I recently watched with my health class.
Oh, well, it's like 10 years old, that documentary.
I know. Well, that's what I said. You know, that's why I prefaced it, or I didn't really preface it with that, but that's what
No,
I
you
did.
followed up
I
with
followed
it.
with it.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like, you know, fast food and things like that, they want you to consume the food, but they tell you,
They pretend to care about your health.
right? It's just PR bullshit.
That's why they have salads on the menu that are
Right.
also just as bad.
The
as
dressings are like
everything
worse
else.
than burgers half the time.
Yeah,
it's just
or the
all
yogurt
fat.
parfaits. Oh,
What's wrong with the yogurt parfait? It's just all sugar or fat? What
it
they?
is all. It is a ton of sugar. There's just a specific scene again in Super Size Me where there was a hair in his yogurt parfait, and I can't unsee it.
Listen,
And I'm not a yogurt fan to begin with.
I love yogurt. And in all fairness, the breakfast I had this morning, if someone was to like just totally remove what I'm eating and just look at the straight nutrition facts, I
a lot
had
of sugar.
banana, blueberries, strawberries, there's granola, there's pureed acai with almond milk. Like, yeah, it's a lot of sugar. It's all fruit, but does that make the sugar healthy because it's coming from a fruit? Sugar is sugar,
Yeah, it
regardless.
doesn't change the sugar. I think it's just there's also antioxidants and other things in the fruit
Yes,
that are healthy.
absolutely. I'm not saying that fruits aren't healthy, but if you want to say there's a lot of sugar in something, well, there's a lot of sugar in fruit too. So if you're looking to like cut carbs or reduce your sugar intake, well, then fruit might not be for you. There are other ways to get those nutrients.
Also, while you were setting up for stream, I cut my hair and I'm realizing how silly it looks.
Okay. Is it this? Why did you?
I
why did
tried
you-
angling it, but it's really hard to do with my left hand. Like the other side looks fine and normal.
Oh, we can't see because of your mic. See, this is where the upside down mic comes in.
Yeah, this side looks fine, but this side it wasn't cutting right, and with my left hand it was getting awkward.
You got
so
very high.
I know there was a lot of hair in the sink, and it doesn't really look like I did a good job at all. Yeah, it just looks like I took a big job. I didn't angle it. It looks like it just went straight across.
Oh
So-
no, Lauren.
There's that.
What?
Um,
Yeah, we need to get you out of the house tonight.
Okay.
You are
I'm
you
just
are
gonna do
losing
this.
you are losing your shit when you're just cutting your own hair. It's never a good sign.
Yeah. No, we were talking about last night. We need to do more things.
We need to get out. Like, and it's hard because we really do want to practice what we preach. We do want to tell, and we do tell people social distance, try to avoid going out, avoid groups, avoid crowds, all that kind of stuff. But like, oh boy,
Getting a little stir crazy.
it's tough. And being with me all day is not easy.
No, but I will say, I always had I always had an affinity for cutting hair. I always cut my Barbie's hairs and my doll's hairs. I used to like color them.
Do they
and then
look
I would
like
dye.
that?
Well, eventually the hair doesn't grow back, so eventually they had like a crew
No, I mean,
cut.
when you first cut it, did it look
Yeah,
like
yeah.
okay? So
I-
choppy.
And very, very young, I cut my own hair, and like one side was up here, one was down here.
How old were you? 20.
You know, young.
Oh, okay.
As
That's a,
punishment, my mom made me go to like preschool like that.
oh, no one cares.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's That's like too young to know what you're doing.
Yeah, but then I cut my bangs really short one time, so I just had like,
Oh, they were like sticking forward? Oh, man.
So I try to hide it with headbands, but
They're too short. They don't stay.
yeah, it only exasperated it.
Exasperated? Exaggerated.
I guess.
Exasperated is like very adamant or like exhausted. Like,
can you exasperate a problem?
no, you can exacerbate the problem to
Maybe
make
that's
worse.
the word I'm thinking of.
No, I know. That's why I'm telling you.
Okay.
All right. Why don't we do this episode? Let's get this
Vocabulary,
going.
not my thing.
No,
Giggity,
no,
giggity.
it's not. Okay.
My sound is good though.
I mean, it looks good based on what I'm.
Oh, you
what
don't
I'm
have your
seeing.
headphones on?
No, because it looks silly. But the last couple episodes I haven't had them in, and I've just been monitoring the sound, and it all looks good.
Okay, so I'm putting my mic off to the side a little. I want to make sure it can still pick me up.
You're a little low, so just talk normal volume for me.
Hang on.
Excellent.
New year, new me. Okay, just talk normal volume for me.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Because when we record, we are technically one unit, but I can separate
We
our
are
mic.
one.
I can separate our mics and edit your track separately because you're on a different microphone.
I'm on
So
a
I
different track in mine.
well, I can split the track in two based on microphones, and I can
and
edit
when we
yours.
start recording, I always tend to just like immediately start yelling.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you do. So actually, a lot of times I have to like. You have this thing where like sometimes you talk so low that it almost looks like nothing is there, and I'm not sure is this just like a silent thing? But I listen through and it's like, oh no, she was talking, and there are other times where it's like, my God, she's yelling. Just give me a consistent volume.
I can't. I don't know how to do that. That's why I'm not in showbiz, baby. They said, listen, your volume just changes too much. We can't handle this. I don't think you did anything.
I did do something. I refocused your camera.
Oh.
You're not even. How would you know if I didn't do it? You're not even looking at it.
I thought you were trying to adjust it. I was like, nothing.
No,
happened.
I wasn't trying to adjust it. So, you maybe stop pretending like you know everything. So here's how it goes. When we start recording, I will put up a little image that says recording, and during that time, all alerts are muted. They are currently muted, and we won't really be able to interact with chat or acknowledge anything that happens, but I promise we will as soon as we finish. The episodes take about 20 to 30 or so minutes. So we'll be doing our recording, and then the actual podcast episode, the fully edited version, goes live Tuesdays at 9 a.m. But anyone in the chat or in the
You
Twitch
get to
stream,
hear it here first.
yeah, you get the live early edition, which is why I can never make early episodes a thing for our Patreon supporters, because we do it live for free on Twitch.
True. And feel free to interact with each other in chat. We just will be out of commission.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we'll get there. So let's put this recording on. I feel like I should lower this a little.
Here we go. Here we go. One more time. Okay. Looking good. Ready to go.
There we go. I think that's a good spot. Yeah, I think we're ready to go. Okay, let's do it. We're recording.
Today, we're going to talk about how science on the big screen is portrayed and how it may unintentionally perpetuate some misconceptions. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Just Now Science Podcast. Each episode, we debunk ridiculous yet common science misconceptions we find online and get just a little salty about them. I'm your favorite science teacher, Lauren.
And I'm your favorite Hollywood neuroscientist, Nick. Before we get started, we would love it if you came and checked out our Instagram. We put out new cool science posts pretty frequently, so you can find us at Just Now Science on Instagram.
So TV and film need to be entertaining, and most of the time the daily lives of scientists and doctors can be rather, well, boring. So for many internists, you tend to see the same diseases over and over. You prescribe the same drugs, and you give many of the same recommendations. And that's why when an interesting case does come in, it can be really exciting. But unlike the hit TV show House, medical mysteries don't typically happen every week.
Can we really just get into the tactics used in that show? Like, for example, you see whatever the, I don't remember the names, but the doctors that work with House, they're like breaking into people's homes and like looking for clues on why someone has like phosphate toxins or something, like whatever they're doing.
You're right. They'd be like, I don't give a shit. My shift is over.
No, not even. It's illegal.
Yeah.
It's illegal. They're not allowed to break in. I don't care what you're doing. A doctor at the hospital can't just break into someone's home and look for like pesticides or go into the basement to see if there's a lot of like mouse poop, and then you get whatever disease you get from mouse poop. That is a thing.
I know. No, I know. But if you're in a closed space, like a crawl space with a lot of mouse poop and urine, and you inhale it a lot, I forgot what that's called.
Yeah,
yes,
there's a thing. So anyway, so that's illegal. Doing super risky procedures and giving experimental medications, don't rely on the permission of a single person, namely the chief of medicine. This is something you see all the time, like houses withholding treatment or secretly does something extremely reckless and dangerous. And
is he the chief of medicine?
No, the woman, Dr. Cuddy, I don't remember her first name. She's the chief of medicine, and he has to like get permission from her to do things. It's like there are ethics committees, there are regulatory chairs or boards, there are department chairs, like, and then you also have, I don't know, the FDA. Like, they're pretty involved in things. And in order to give experimental treatments or things like that, you need to file something with the FDA. Like, you can't just go and do whatever you want. Even though it may actually be beneficial for the patient, there are rules that you have to follow.
Thank you, Dr. Nick.
Hi, everybody.
Also, what are these doctors doing the rest of the time Also, what are these doctors doing the rest of the time that they don't have a crisis case? There's always a crisis, right? Do they ever see other patients? Because in these shows, a lot of times the doctors are seen performing scratch tests, MRIs, and things that typically other techs or nursing staff would do. So, like, are they just that bored?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a radiologist would be involved with the MRI if it's like a very particular case or something like that. But man, most of the time, just a routine MRI or CAT scan, it's just the tech's gonna deal with it. A doctor who also isn't a radiologist won't be going to do the actual MRI procedure.
First, you wait 7 hours to get the MRI, and then the tech is gonna do it. Right.
But speaking of doctors, one of my favorite shows of all times is the sitcom Scrubs.
Great show.
There's a lot more stuff we could talk about House, including his very obvious addiction, his gruff attitude, and the way he handles patients and authority. And he would be canned so fast, it's not even funny.
I know, but TV loves, they love doing shows where there's that like gruff and rough doctor who just tells it like it is. Same thing with Scrubs and Dr. Cox.
Well, I do aspire to be Dr. Cox, but Dr. Cox and House are similar but different. Anyway, Scrubs is one of my favorite shows of all time. And interestingly enough, Scrubs has been ranked one of the most medically accurate shows, even though it's a comedy, by medical professionals. It most accurately, or is one of the most accurate shows that portray life in a hospital. And as someone who worked in a hospital, yeah, it's pretty good. So I don't have a lot of bad things to say about Scrubs, but there's one scene in particular that I have burned into my memory. I mean, I have a lot of scenes burned into my memory, but this one...
Believe me, he does.
There is a scene. A patient needs to go into a clinical trial. So Dr. Cox, one of the main senior doctors and one of the main characters, just puts this patient in the trial, and he gets in trouble by his boss. Meanwhile, in order to get into a trial, there's a whole series of what we call inclusion and exclusion criteria that the patient must meet beforehand. You don't just go into a clinical trial. You need to sign this paperwork. You need to have for medical, right? Like if you're just doing like a questionnaire or something, it's different. But if you are doing a medical or like a drug, pharmaceutical sponsored clinical trial, there are criteria you have to meet. You must meet a whole list of criteria, and then you cannot meet a whole second list of criteria. And it's very, very detailed. They are often pages long, and you don't just go in. But after his boss discovers this, he yells at Dr. Cox and tells him how much this mistake will cost the hospital, because his boss is very concerned about money. But in reality, patients do get excluded from studies all the time, even if they were initially enrolled. We call this a screen failure. There's a screening period where you have to enroll a patient and see if they're eligible, because you have to check like blood tests and all this kind of stuff before they can fully be enrolled in the study. So unless a patient was actively harmed or something happened in that study, there really wouldn't be any major consequences. Patients screen fail all the time. I've screen failed a lot of patients, probably more patients than I've enrolled in studies, just because these studies, the criteria are so specific that you can't just enroll anyone. It does get problematic if a study staff intentionally lies about patient data to get them into the study. That can be tricky.
So what could happen if someone lies to get a patient in the study?
It really depends on this. I don't want to say the severity, because lying is lying and falsifying data is falsifying data. But if a patient just goes into a study and they don't do anything, or there's no real risk or risk of harm, probably not much. The study staff might have to write like an action letter saying what happened, how it will be prevented in the future.
I'm sure it must suck to see a patient that has gone through every avenue and nothing works, and you think maybe they have a shot at getting better with this clinical trial. But you have to keep in mind that study is looking at something very specific. So if you're throwing in people who don't meet the criteria and it's not random, you can really throw off the data, and then it could affect the outcome of the study. So you have to kind of keep the big picture in mind too. And I feel like even though it may be difficult, you can't get caught up in like the individual patients too much.
Yeah, it's tough, because I have seen that. I've seen many patients that the doctor feels would truly benefit from a study, but they don't qualify and we can't do it. People can get reported to the FDA. People can get banned or kicked off of studies and things like that if they do harm a patient. It happens. It's rare, but it can happen.
Like I remember you talking about you were doing like a wound care study, and it was so specific about the size of the wound. And some of these people have wounds that just won't heal for so long.
There are patients who have a wound on their leg for months and months, and this treatment could help. And
right, but if the wound like shrunk, showing that like it was improving or something too much, they wouldn't qualify.
I don't want to get into the study specifics because it's outside of the scope of this episode. But yeah,
I know, but it gets really specific.
It's tough. It's tough.
So let's talk about another popular doctor, though. Not a medical doctor, but archaeologist Indiana Jones.
I didn't know he was a doctor.
Me neither. But, I mean, I guess it makes sense. I never really watched those movies.
Yeah.
He probably has his PhD.
Right.
So I'm sure many of you have heard of him. And I have no doubt that Indiana Jones inspired a large number of people to at least become interested in archaeology. It definitely has had a major influence on how the public perceives archaeology, which can be a good thing, but again, it's obviously not exact. But in the fourth Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, he survives a nuclear explosion by hiding in a refrigerator. And I can think of that scene. Like, isn't he in this like fake town? He doesn't really realize what's going on.
I have no idea.
And then he hears them like count down for the test nuclear bomb. It's like in the middle of the desert or something. And so he panics and he's just like, oh fuck, he just empties out the fridge and gets in there. I promise that won't save you. So even if you did manage to survive that blast, that lingering radiation would still penetrate the fridge and kill you. Maybe not then and there, but it will.
Radiation sickness will get you.
A couple of weeks, but given his proximity to the explosion, it'd probably be more like a week or so. And even Steven Spielberg, who directed the movie, jokingly called it his silly mistake.
Yeah.
But my question is, if you are actually find yourself in that situation, which weird, don't know why you would be, what should you do?
Try to get as far away as possible, as fast as you can. There is
But if
no.
they're literally counting down. You're
No,
like,
I know.
I got 10 seconds. I think I might jump in the fridge too.
I know, but you don't want to be stuck in the radiation zone, in the exclusion zone. You need to get away. You need to get as much distance as you can. Maybe, if you hear the countdown, you hide as far, like, under as much cover as you can to survive the initial blast. But then you gotta go.
I know, but I thought I read somewhere that, like, after something like that, you want to stay inside for the first 24 hours and avoid opening any windows.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
it really depends on how close you are. If you're just outside the blast zone, it doesn't matter if you're inside. That's gonna penetrate.
I guess. 'Cause we also just watched Chernobyl not that long ago. Quarantine, we've been crushing every show there is out there. And it was really interesting just to see. I know, again, it's a show, but just to see, like, the portrayal of the health effects of people who were in Chernobyl and were close to it and were actually at the building, like some of the firefighters that night.
Think about it like this. In the show, Chernobyl, at the end, they talk about the firefighters' clothing. After all the firefighters who were helping put out the initial fire were brought to a nearby hospital, they realized the radiation was still on them and they had to get all their clothes into the basement of the hospital.
Right, and so they basically went down there, they stripped them of all their clothes, everything, because their clothes were radioactive. And those clothes are still in the basement of that hospital and are still
Radioactive.
Like, you could still pick them up on a Geiger counter.
Yeah, that's how strong these. I mean,
What year did this happen? 86?
I don't.
Sometime in the 80s.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's how strong this is. So yeah, I mean, I think if you're Indiana Jones in that moment, you just got to know, like, this is it. If the initial blast doesn't get me, the radiation will.
Yeah.
And a horrible death.
Okay, moving on to something a little more positive, and while we're on the subject of things that are old, Jurassic Park has always been a movie that I have had a lot of issues with.
He sucks all the fun out of it.
I really do, but it's like, why do you keep making this theme park? Like, after the first time is cool, novel, exciting, and then it goes wrong, and you're like, we could do it better. And they keep doing it.
I know.
But specifically, the thing that bothers me the most is the resurrection of dinosaurs through the idea of cloning them. Now, we successfully cloned Dolly the sheep back in the 1990s. What you might not know is that there were dozens of failed attempts before we had our successful one. And Dolly...
If you want to call Dolly successful.
Right. And just in this, I mean, successful in the cloning.
Right.
But Dolly was plagued by several medical conditions that shortened her lifespan and made it a little harder to live than other sheep had. Cloning is
eloquent.
Shut up. I feel bad about it, okay? I really do. Cloning is an incredibly difficult procedure that we still don't have mastery of. So getting many dinosaurs that aren't sick or don't have crazy short lifespans isn't something that we can do right now.
Yeah, and not to mention, like, all the different species of dinosaurs,
Right.
Just a little crazy.
And it's partly because we don't have the technology to do it, but mostly because, like, we don't have dinosaur DNA, and we need the full sequence in order to clone it, and we don't have that, so, like, it's literally impossible.
Also, dinosaurs had feathers, and we talked a lot about them in season 1, episode 37. So if you want to hear more bad science about dinosaurs, check out that episode. But I also have a gripe with this because it just reminds me of that a-hole, Exotic Joe from Tiger King, who would often say that he was breeding the saber-toothed tiger back into existence. And, like, that's not how that works. You can't just, like, inbreed a bunch of tigers and expect to get the saber-toothed tiger. You just inbred a bunch of tigers is all you did.
Yeah, none of that is good for anyone or anything.
Yeah, or
especially the
crossbreeding.
tigers.
Yeah, so it just pisses me off.
Yeah, what does he think is going to happen? That the DNA from saber-toothed tigers is going to magically appear in a tiger?
He doesn't understand
No, I know,
anything
but
about DNA,
what
what that would entail.
What does he think would happen?
I don't know. And I don't know if he was like breeding, let's say, tigers and lions. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he was crossbreeding or interbreeding species. Who knows? Who knows what this lunatic was thinking? But if that was the case, wouldn't just like breeding over and over again humans? Couldn't you say, oh, we're gonna get the Neanderthals back just by breeding?
Yeah.
Like, no, it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. You know what else is impossible? Using only 10% of your brain. Yet it's a really common plot device seen in movies like Lucy and Limitless. If you're not familiar, the idea is that humans only use a fraction of our brain power, and some deeper power or intelligence lies within for those who can access it. In these movies, individuals have incredible intelligence. In Lucy, the main character can master a martial art just by watching it. Even though in the real world, mastery of something like a martial art is done by years and years of training, and that's something I can personally attest to.
I'm sure this is a serious sore spot for Nick in that movie.
It makes me so mad, but learning in the real world uses several parts of your brain to create memories, consolidate them, and then be able to recall them. The memory center of the brain is called the hippocampus, which is Greek for seahorse. No, I am not making that up.
Why though?
Because
it doesn't even really look like a seahorse.
Yeah, I know, but whatever, you know.
Greeks just do what they do.
They be doing their thing. So the hippocampus isn't the only thing responsible for memory, but on top of the hippocampus, you have connections between the brain and the muscles. And these connections, these nervous tissue connections, can be strengthened through frequent activation, which is where the idea of practice makes perfect comes into play. These connections can get strengthened in a couple of different ways, like increasing the amount of neurotransmitter that's released. You can increase the number of receptors that the neurotransmitters bind to. There's different molecular mechanisms in which learning and increasing efficiency in different neural pathways can happen. This is why something like your first armbar, if you're doing, say, jiu-jitsu, isn't as good as your 100th armbar. The repeated activation of those neural pathways is what drives the ability for us to be better at things.
I never actually saw the movie Limitless, but I did see Lucy, and I can say at the end she just becomes so powerful she just like turns into a supercomputer.
Okay,
and I'm like, what the heck?
Now she's very good at chess. In the one thing about Limitless that I liked is that it was based on a drug, and that drug opened your brain up in ways that previously wasn't.
Acid.
Yeah, I guess.
Kind of probably the closest thing we could say.
Imagine if you combined acid and Ritalin, and that's probably something like the Limitless drug. But it had pretty serious health consequences, and so by using it, not only do you get really addicted, but it really shortens your lifespan. And
so I'm sure you like that give and take aspect.
Yes, I did, but it was still ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel you. And lastly, we can't forget about movies that talk about climate science. So much about the environment, weather, and climate is either misunderstood or misinterpreted for these movies. So a great example of this is the movie 2012, which was a disaster movie. Basically, the plot...
Some could also say a disaster of a movie.
Yeah. Touche. So the plot basically is the world is ending because the Earth's crust is heating up and erupting, causing a cataclysm. So in the movie, the reason is because neutrinos in the Earth's core are mutating. I don't even know nearly what that's supposed to mean.
It means nothing. It's gibberish.
And it's so nonsensical that NASA said it was an exceptional and extraordinary case for the worst use of science in a movie.
Yeah, NASA was not happy about that. It was like, this doesn't even mean anything.
But really, this was... So if you guys remember, back in 2012, there was that doomsday prediction from the Mayan calendar that December 21st, 2012, there was going to be like this apocalypse.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and so that was the year we graduated college. And so like that December, I was like, man, I've only been in the real world 6 months. What the hell? So I did some digging, and the History Channel said it was that prediction was based off of a faulty translation of an ancient Mayan tablet. I probably read 2020 instead of 2012. Just saying.
Well, it's officially 2021, and the world didn't end, although it might have felt like it did.
But then it makes me think, like, how many other things have we mistranslated and...
The entire Bible.
Yeah, it caused, like, a whole hoopla about. But the movie is just so ridiculous. Like, I've just rewatched the trailer to kind of refresh myself on it, and it just has, like, entire cities, and it looks like New York or Chicago, like some major city just falling into the sea. So I guess it was trying to say, like, the continental shelf was breaking up, but... I don't know. This would not happen. Now, we don't live on a very thin piece of floating land. That's not we have millions of years of rock under us. Look up the rock cycle, people.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, so that just pisses me off. And then there's another movie like that, The Day After Tomorrow, with Emma Rossum and Jake Gyllenhaal and Dennis Quaid.
Wow.
So it was based on the idea that they took a little bit of science, right? They mentioned the North Atlantic Current, which is about as scientific as it got. They said it was being disrupted by melting ice of the polar caps. And there is a lot of scientific debate as to what would happen if this current was disrupted. You know, the Gulf Stream goes from basically the Gulf area in the southwest United States and like the north of the Caribbean. And that warm ocean current goes all the way up towards like northern Europe. So that's why London is often very foggy and is a little bit warmer there than you normally would think for its latitude. And some people say, oh, if that were disrupted, it would turn to an ice age up there. But probably not quite. And this movie obviously took it to an extreme. You know, Dennis Quaid plays the ignored paleontologist, even though it probably would be a climatologist. It leads to
minor detail.
Yeah. You know, he's like running through the White House like, Vice President, we have to act now. I'm like, nobody let you in the White House.
Do you have security clearance?
Yeah. But this thing, like in a second, everything flips and it leads to like multiple natural disasters simultaneously, like a tsunami in Manhattan followed by a tornado and 3-week torrential downpours. It's like, okay. If it were really torrentially downpouring in Manhattan for 3 weeks, it would not be business as usual. Those sewers would be overflowing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It would be, there was so much flooding.
It'd
like,
be
it
a
looked like
nightmare.
a normal rainy day. That would not happen.
Can you imagine if you don't live in New York City or have never taken the New York City subway after like a rainstorm?
God, yes.
Oh God, it's the worst.
During one downpour, it's like a waterfall in the subway station.
Seriously, and then trains get delayed. Imagine 3 weeks nonstop torrential downpour. Oh my God.
Yeah. But ultimately, they're saying this in the movie that it causes the world to go into an ice age. But then everyone just evacuates to the south where it's still warm and normal. But if this were a true ice age, there would be global cooling. So it was said that in the last ice age, the average global temperature was 6 degrees cooler than today. Which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but it is actually huge.
Wait. Everybody just moves to the southern hemisphere?
I don't think southern hemisphere.
Or the south of the country?
I think the south of the country.
But it gets to be like 30 degrees or 40 degrees in like South Carolina.
I know.
Why would...
Well, we can't even say the southern hemisphere because if you go really south in the southern hemisphere, it's very cold too. So it's like everyone meeting up at the equator. I don't know. I'm not really sure how that works.
Because all these states and stuff have the infrastructure to handle just New York City alone.
Yeah, I know.
I guess that doesn't include all the people who
stupid.
die from whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, obviously, but if, let's say we did have to do a mass evacuation, it would also be a nightmare in real life, too. So, just saying. Yeah, and in fact, in that last ice age, the northern parts of the northern hemisphere in Europe were pretty much all covered in ice. So that's 6 degrees globally is a big difference. That's why we're fighting to prevent global warming from getting out of control now, because we're worried about a 4-degree increase because of the massive amount of implications that could have. So even though it doesn't seem like a lot, these degrees do have a major impact on things. It wouldn't necessarily cause, like all this shit happening in like 3 seconds, but it would be long-term impacts.
And the very last thing we're going to talk about in this podcast episode is that since things don't happen instantly, The movie Armageddon. There's suddenly an asteroid the size of Texas
Wait, is that the one with
where they
Ben
send it.
Affleck?
I don't know.
I think Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
What I do know is they send a team up to the asteroid, and like one guy has to stay in the ship. Isn't that what movie was this? Was this Armageddon?
I'm not sure. Armageddon, I'm pretty sure, has Ben Affleck in it.
Okay. Well, there's a movie where there's an asteroid the size of Texas that's like 3 days away from annihilating the planet.
Like, damn, NASA, what were you doing? Now you let it get 3 days away.
That's the thing. We would know years ahead.
Yeah.
We would know years ahead, and it would not just be 3 days. And also, even if we did have 3 days, I don't think we'd be able to do it.
Yeah, no way. Also, a lot of asteroids and things like that tend to burn up in the mesosphere layer of the atmosphere. That's where you see shooting stars. But I don't know. I guess obviously some are big enough that they do get through. I don't really know how that works.
Yeah.
We should ask the dinosaurs.
Wow.
We should just
Okay.
breed them back in. Let's just breed a bunch of lizards together and get the dinosaurs back up in here.
Okay. That's going to do it for us today. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and especially share it. It takes literal seconds to hit subscribe and click the 5-star review button, and it would mean a whole lot to us. Positive ratings and shares, I have to do that over. Positive ratings and shares on social media are the biggest ways you can help us spread this good science to even more people. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at JustNatScience. You can also visit our website, justnatscience.com, where you can watch YouTube videos, read blog posts, or submit questions and suggest topics for future episodes.
And don't forget, we put out new episodes every Tuesday. Thanks again for listening, guys.
Later, nerds.
Later, Gator.
All right.
Oh, cool. Yes, Bruce Willis. Thank you, Lauren.
Bruce Willis.
I was thinking Dennis Quaid, and I was like, no, it's probably because we just talked about him in that other movie.
No, I knew it was the bald guy. Damn.
Wow, the bald guy.
I knew he was bald. Okay. Rose, how you doing?
Hey, guys. Ted's,
what's
The
going
Matrix.
on?
Yeah, we could have talked about The Matrix.
Well, we did
too.
talk about The Matrix in our previous episode. We had
did?
a whole episode dedicated to is life really a computer simulation?
Oh, okay.
So we did discuss that already, which is why I didn't mention it today. 13 out of 10 would approve. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Let me save this real quick before I
please
lose
do.
it.
Please do. I don't know. So is there any movie in particular that ever bothered you guys where you're like, God damn it, this is not even close to being accurate?
Yes, every movie I've ever watched.
I know. Nick is the freaking worst. Like, please don't watch a movie with him ever.
Or if you also like to nitpick movies, we should do a Twitch watch thing.
A watch party?
A watch party, yes, thank you. We should do a watch party and point out inconsistencies and things like that. I love finding.
What about I'm trying to think of some other movies like Good Will Hunting. About like the math genius.
Any food related movie irks. Oh, so you're not a big fan of the Hallmark Channel? Because there's
Hallmark really food related.
Because there's always someone baking something and they
I
just
guess.
suck at it. I do wanted to try and make us laugh while we're recording. That's one of the reasons I don't even look at chat, really. I look once in a while just to make sure like I don't need to ban somebody. Someone's like coming in and spouting profanities or whatever. But otherwise, I
know, I can't look because sometimes I have, and then I'm like, good one, Lauren. And then in the podcast, you're like, what is like, what are they talking about?
There has been times where I've found like an audio clip from Lauren or something, or like I hear like me typing, and it's just like, damn, I gotta try to be a little bit better.
Yeah, I try to be cognizant of that.
Yeah, because I know you assholes are gonna fucking try and mess us up. Can't be having that. That's way too much editing for me.
But yes, every Hallmark movie is a very career-driven businesswoman gets stuck in a small town for some reason and falls in love with the guy who owns the bar or a bakery
or a farm
or something, and just shows her the true meaning of Christmas. Oh my god, my phone was not silenced this whole time.
Good thing you don't have any friends to text you. You want to put it on silent?
Yeah, I'm going to. My friend just texted me her dad's contact, which I think was a mistake. I don't think she meant to do that.
Rose, you made tamales. Did you make it the authentic manner with cornmeal and big banana leaves? I've had tamales before. I dated a girl who was Peruvian, and her grandma was from Peru, and she made tamales, and I did not like them.
Really?
I don't know if it's I didn't like her tamales or if I just don't like tamales, but I haven't had them since. And it's been many years. So I should try tamales. Masa with corn husks.
I am very hungry right now. Now that we're talking about this.
Oh, we got lasagna in the fridge, baby.
Oh, that's true.
We got lasagna in the fridge.
Yeah.
My mom called me yesterday, and she was just like, hey, banana leaves are tamales from a certain region. I don't know where in Peru she was from. I don't know.
Wow, you're only dating her for 6 years.
You think I know the city her family was from?
Maybe.
I haven't had it with corn husks. I've only had it with the banana leaves. But it'd be interesting to try. I'd be willing to try it again.
In Costa Rica.
Fancy girl over here traveled and went to Costa Rica.
Okay. I was in a very remote village, and they used to wrap up our meals in banana leaves, and I thought it was the coolest thing, and it did keep them like pretty warm.
Yeah, it was something that they used to do with Aztec warriors. Tamales were portable food for when they went on trips and stuff.
Ooh, thanks for the follow, Big Greg.
I was gonna say Big Reg, because I thought it was just like double G big.
Oh.
Like he's so fucking big that
Reginald.
Yeah, but it's definitely Big Greg. You are right. I don't know how to read. Big Greg 74. We're gonna call you Big Boy Greg.
Big Boy Greg. It reminds me of that old YouTube video, Old Greg. You guys ever remember seeing that?
God, no.
Ugh, don't look it up.
Why? What is it about?
It's just weird. I'm Old Greg.
We got Big Boy Greg in the house.
Oh my god.
Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Cheers.
He was from Costa Rica, yes. Lauren, see, Lauren gets it. Lauren always gets it. Thank you.
God, Lauren, the two of you, the two fucking Laurens, I can't handle it. Jesus Christ.
It's too many Laurens.
I ever drank Bailey's out of a shoe. I drank White Claw out of a shoe. I had to do that on stream. I don't remember why. I think I was just being pressured into it.
Oh, yeah, I feel like you just used...
Oh, that's Old Greg. I did that just because people told me to.
Old Greg? I don't remember.
Banana leaves are widely used as linings for plates in southern India, which helps keep the plates clean once you're done eating. Interesting.
I would just use it as the plate.
They do that in... I've been to several Cuban restaurants, which are so good, and they do the same thing. Banana leaves on the bottom. Which is a great idea, really. I mean, you got no other use for the banana leaf aside from either decoration, helping keep the plane clean.
What? Help keep the plane clean. Yeah, keep that plane cleat on point.
You gotta keep that plane cleat. And well, we're moving on.
Yeah, although all this talking yesterday, we were talking about Peruvian. Like, I really want some Peruvian food.
Rose, I am not all right. So let's get back to some science in movies and stuff. And I know at the beginning of the episode, Rye87 said House was meant to play the Sherlock Holmes angle, so it was not designed to be realistic given what he does in the show. And then he mentioned that Scrubs, they did keep it authentic, and I didn't know that House was meant to be the Sherlock Holmes. I mean, obviously he is like the only person who can figure it out. Like, he is the best at what he does, and what he does is be an asshole, and so he's really good at that. Obviously, he's like that Deus Ex Machina type character that's just, when the rest of the team can't figure it out, he comes in and saves the day, and he can solve any problem. And yeah, I get that. But it doesn't change the fact that they use a lot of science, and that they it is a medical show nonetheless, and even though they don't explicitly go for accuracy, it's more of a drama. People don't know that. I feel like a lot of people don't know that, and that, you know, like, people watch Grey's Anatomy, and which I don't know how we didn't mention in the episode. But people think like doctors are constantly hooking up in the on-call room and closets, and it's like
they do that in Scrubs too.
Yeah, but it's like the same two characters.
I guess. I don't know.
James Wilson is Watson to House. Yeah, I guess. At first, it took me a solid 5 seconds to process who Wilson was, because I didn't recognize the name James, and I only know him as house calling him Wilson. I never watched the series all the way through. I think I probably got through like the first like 2 seasons or so.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that cat medical character is a little overplayed. Like, you have House, then you have Dr. Cox. Like, there's I don't really watch Grey's Anatomy or Chicago Med. Like, there's,
I'm guessing it's Chicago Med or Chicago ER. Those are the medical shows.
They have Chicago PD, Chicago Fire.
What is going on in Chicago?
Shit is hitting the fan in Chicago, guys.
Why is like the shit that happens there so like watchable?
But yeah, there's always that guy who goes against the rules.
Yeah, the rule breaker.
But he really does. It's just because he cares too much and blah, blah, blah. They both had an addiction problem.
Who's House and Scrub and Cox?
Cox had a drinking problem.
Yes, he does.
So, yes. You know, and they both had curly hair and were tall. I mean, like, it was literally the same character.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that...
Except one had a cane and one didn't.
I think the main difference between House and Cox is Cox recognizes his own humanity. He's very cocky. He has, a lot of hubris, but he does recognize his humanity. He does offer compassion from time to time, and that's something that you don't see from House at all, ever.
I actually never watched House,
so
I can't speak to him.
Yeah.
I just know I just know the general synopsis of his character, and it is definitely the same as Dr. Cox.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I wanted to talk about, I was just looking up some like lists of sci-fi movies and science movies. What do you think about Planet of the Apes?
Oh man, how did we not talk about Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen.
Well, there's several Planet of the Apes, right? One of them is like, it's almost like an alternate universe.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Doesn't he land on a different planet or something, and is literally a Planet of the Apes? But one of them is like, isn't it our world too?
Well, there's a new one where they like genetically modify a monkey, like a chimp, to be very intelligent, and then he just like...
Chimps are not monkeys.
I'm just saying.
Apes.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
That they genetically modify this chimp who happens to be an ape. You fucking...
Who happens to be an ape? Well, this chimp just happens to be an ape.
And he like gains intelligence, and yeah, it's and then like he trains other chimps somehow. I don't know.
Wasn't there a scene in the movie where he like, one of them picks up a gun for the first time and was like, I got this, and just like, it's a great shot, and you're like, whoa, damn. What the hell happened?
I don't know, but
there are some realistic parts of the movie where chimps and a lot of apes and even some monkeys do kind of go to war, and they do have war tactics and strategies, and they do flank and do things like that. And it is really horrifying to watch, obviously, because you don't want to see them rip another species of monkey from limb to limb, but it is a little scary. It is a little Planet of the Apes-esque, and you're like, oh shit, we probably should give them more credit than we do.
Yeah, absolutely. If we're talking about science stuff in movies, what about Captain America being frozen in ice and waking up completely fine?
It's also Austin Powers.
Yeah, Austin Powers, but that's meant to be a parody.
Exactly.
That's a parody of every James Bond movie ever. Yeah, that probably wouldn't happen, right? For your body to go into complete stasis like that, the The thawing out process is the issue, and
Wouldn't you have muscle atrophy too?
presumably no, because metabolic activity would cease.
Okay. Because he does wake up looking
Fucking
like he's
ripped
been
and
like
fine.
yeah, like he's been working out hardcore in that ice block.
Yeah, well, I would imagine being stuck in an ice block would fucking trying to break out would build some muscles. Maybe I don't know, but it's the thawing out process that is the challenge for any type of cryogenics.
Oh, speaking of which, I read this article recently about this Australian, I think she was a jiu-jitsu fighter, she was an MMA fighter, who went for cryotherapy.
Oh, and she like, almost got her legs amputated.
Yeah. So, like, you gotta be super careful about
Yeah,
that. She had never done it before, and she went to a place, they didn't explain anything to her, and she was only in there for 6 minutes, which was actually a double session. And
Yeah,
the guy was just like, oh, I just gave you a double session on the house. And not knowing that it was like extremely dangerous. I don't know if the guy there was an owner or who he was.
Yeah, I don't know what his deal was. Like,
Severe burns on her legs. Severe. And yeah, she had to go to the hospital, and they thought they were going to have to amputate her legs.
yeah,
How fucked up is that?
you got freezer burn on your arms from cryo. That does happen to fish to an extent. Yes, they can.
Yeah, like koi, yeah.
But like you just kind of said it's a pseudo hibernation. Some frogs can do the same thing.
Hummingbirds can do that too. It's not a full hibernation, so it's called, for them at least, it's called torpor. It's like just a toned down version of it.
Yeah, fish, frogs, things like that, they can go into like a frozen like state. And last I heard, there was some studies trying to see how we can learn about the freezing and thawing out process from these frogs specifically, because I think the frogs can be like frozen solid.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they're pretty interesting. And what?
I do want to ask Lauren about that, though. Like,
Yeah.
you got freezer burn on your arms, like,
How serious?
yeah, was it freezer
just
burn,
say
or
it.
was it like a frostbite?
Yeah, that's a good distinction. Is a freezer burn or frostbite?
And like, how long were you in for? Did you have to get like medical? I mean, you don't have to, obviously, if you don't want to. But
No,
like,
I think you do.
did it require medical attention? Because I had gotten frostbite on my fingers one time.
And they think, what did they think it was?
I thought it was MRSA.
I thought it was MRSA.
Because it was like just red looking. It was on, I think it was on these two fingers. But that was from working as a zookeeper in very cold temperatures outside. My hands got wet. So that was a weird trip to the doctors.
The weirdest trip Lauren ever took to the doctor. Oh, we'll read Lauren's thing first. It was your first time they kind of threw you in there with no description. You were in there for 2 minutes. You didn't have insurance at the time, so you didn't go to the doctor. Man, isn't that the American story?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Something bad happened. I went somewhere. No one explained. I got injured. Don't have insurance and had to deal with it.
Yeah.
That's the fucking American dream right there.
Oh my God. This is because I just added something to it. So it was actually, I was like, oh, one of my arms are burned.
Excellent.
Oh my God.
Excellent.
I feel like so many of these people are just like opening these cryotherapy places because it's trendy and they don't know anything about it.
Cryo or cryotherapy is it's a thing you can do. It's like a medical treatment for like helping muscles and tissue recover after strenuous
It can also be
exercise.
used for like some sort of weight loss.
Yes, there is what's called cool sculpting, where they put you in a very cold area.
They almost put you like in this chamber or tank, and they just kind of like for a very short, like 2-3 minutes, supposed to be, because it's very, very cold temperatures, and they like almost like blast you with this very cold air.
So the idea for the muscle recovery is that it will limit things like swelling. It'll help your muscles recover. And for the weight loss, the cool sculpting is the idea that these freezing cold temperature will shrink and kill the fat cells, the adipocytes or adipocytes.
It kind of reminds me of dry ice.
I mean,
Like, you know, it can like kind of like almost look like it smokes, and you could get burned from dry ice. And I just I don't know. It's crazy and it's dangerous if people don't know what they're doing. So if you ever do go to do this, please make sure it's a reputable place.
Yeah, and like Lauren said, these facilities usually have some type of nurse or doctor that's supposed to oversee it, but like you need to make sure that your tech, whoever is handling you, is knowledgeable or licensed to do it. Laughing Frog Productions, hello from the UK. Well, hello from New York City.
Woo-hoo.
I hope you are enjoying 2021 and hope the lockdown isn't too serious in where you are in the UK.
Enjoy the first 2 days of 2021, which is so weird. I'm definitely going to be writing 2020 for
Enjoy
the
it while
time.
it lasts.
But Lauren was saying I got it for muscle soreness when I was working out a bunch, and it did help.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it again. Yeah, like, is it worth the risk of taking Epsom salt bath? Or
Get a foam roller.
Yeah.
Roll it out.
I'm always so skeptical of those things because I do think so many people, like I said, just hop on this bandwagon, open these places, and don't know anything about it.
They do it just to try to make a little bit of money, and they feel like, oh, well, there's none in my area, or they are very popular, so I'll open one.
Or the Kardashians are doing it. Everyone should do it, and it's safe. And nope, it's have very serious consequences.
They can, absolutely. How is it different from, say, liquid nitrogen? Because that's the only thing you're thinking of that's similar. Liquid nitrogen is so cold that if you put your body so when I was working with liquid nitrogen when I was taking a chemistry class, we had to do some experiments that used liquid nitrogen. That thing is so cold that we took a flower and we put it inside the liquid nitrogen for about 4 seconds, pulled it out, slapped it on the table, and the thing just shattered.
Oh my god.
I mean, it was insane how cold liquid nitrogen is. Same thing with dry ice. Dry ice is so cold that it doesn't melt. It goes from being solid pellets or a solid block to just gas. It does what we call sublime, where it undergoes sublimation, where it goes from solid to just straight gas. And
it skips the liquid phase.
It totally skips the liquid phase at room temperature. That's how cold things like liquid nitrogen and dry ice are, and they will burn you very, very badly. I mean, liquid nitrogen can destroy you. I think they just lower the temperature of like a chamber very, very to whatever temperature they use, but they are certainly not using things. Maybe they use something like liquid nitrogen. I'm sure there are ways to use something like liquid nitrogen to cool the chamber, but it will never come in contact with you. That would be far too dangerous.
Although your pizzas from Italy were delivered using dry ice. That's the last time we encountered it.
Yeah. So dry ice is commonly used for delivery purposes, and it's used in laboratories all the time. I've handled dry ice countless
and dry
times.
ice for Halloween punch. Yes.
Yeah, people use dry ice because it goes from solid to gas. It gives that like
spooky vibe.
That spooky vibe, that cloud, that opaque white cloud, that fog, and
love it.
You need to be really careful that no one touches it. I mean, it's great because it keeps the punch very cold and it gives a cool effect. So it's nice to use for special effects and things like that.
You're not gonna have that stupid drunk friend who like touches it and they're not.
Yeah, people grab it with their
to.
bare hands and you will get frostbite. You will get frostbite.
Don't do that. So I was a little nervous that package of those pizzas from Naples that your brother got you for Christmas, which was an awesome gift.
Yeah.
But it got delivered to your parents' house, and I was like, ooh. I hope they know how to handle the dry ice.
Well, I mean, so yeah, dry ice is easy. Dry ice is very easy to get rid of. You just leave it out on the counter in the box, and it'll just evaporate, or it'll sublime rather, and then it's gone. You don't have to worry about it. But like, you do have to be very careful that no one or nothing touches it. So like, you don't want like animals getting to it because they can burn themselves. Liquid nitrogen ice cream is off the list. They probably just use liquid nitrogen to cool the ice cream to get it to be frozen. I don't think you're not eating liquid nitrogen. Again, that will destroy your insides.
Also, Lauren used to be a massage therapist. What?
You were a massage therapist, and you had several clients to swear by it. Yeah, okay.
That's awesome. So, when are you coming to New York? Just teach Nick a few techniques, please.
Yeah. You never forget a scientist coming to your elementary school and kept the dry ice in his hands. As long as he kept it moving, it didn't burn him. Kind of a dumb example for a bunch of kids because you really wanted to get your hand on some dry ice. Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's the same thing with anything. If you have something really hot and you keep moving it and never has a chance to, like, to really signal any pain receptors and thermoreceptors in your hand or damage the tissue, yeah, sure, but you could do it. Do I recommend it? No. 7 years while you didn't have insurance. Interesting.
That is interesting though.
You got any stories? Like, I know there's some stories of like weird clients. You don't have to obviously tell them, but like next time you're streaming, you gotta.
You should definitely talk about that. Like, definitely do's and do nots of going to see a massage.
You should just have a stream of like stories from a massage therapist and like talk about some of the weird shit that may or may not have happened.
Confessions of a massage therapist.
And honestly, here's the thing. I'm gonna get real close to the microphone. It's kind of like a weird idea. I don't like doing it now that I'm doing it. All you have to do is say something. You can say anything. No one will know if you're lying or not. It's like you can just make up crazy fucking stories. No one's gonna know. You think I'm gonna?
Well, it depends. I don't know about you guys. I'm a terrible liar, so I cannot just make up stories.
Lauren is seriously a terrible liar.
I cannot lie.
She's Abe Lincoln. She's modern day Abe Lincoln. Your school sent you to a massage parlor as your first job. You busted back into the school and yelled, "Where the fuck did you say?" Now, when you say massage parlor,
yeah, that has a certain connotation to it.
That sounds like the kind of place where they do rub and tugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, is that where you worked? Happy endings. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I pieced that together instantly.
Oh my god. Yeah, there's a lot of those like weird backdoor massage parlors in New York.
Which is weird because if you pay extra, they will go in the back door. You were scared. First place you went to work.
Yeah, and then there's like naked people, and you're like, "Ooh, I'm in high school. This is weird."
So I'm sure there's a way to diplomatically ask for a happy ending, right? You say like you have some tension in your crotch region, and you're feeling very stressed between your thighs.
What if a comedian was talking about this? When he was like a Thai massage and he was in Thailand, he's like, we just call them massages here.
I don't.
And then they made it illegal to do that with your hands, so they reverted to using their wrists, and they were just like so good at it. It was just like, get out, done.
I don't know. I
don't
remember.
Look this up, like Louis C.K. or something.
No, it definitely wasn't Louis C.K.
I
know who you're talking about. Like I know the bit.
You know yeah.
I just don't know the comedian. The first and only client took his towel off and said, "This is where I get embarrassed," and he ran out of the room. So that's one way to ask for it.
Oh my god! He just took his towel off. Oh lord!
It's just fucking full hog.
I think I would have ran out of the room too. I like get embarrassed getting massages sometimes. So. Yeah.
I don't like massages.
Oh my god, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, let us know when you do. I've gotten a massage one time in my life, and it was with Lauren. We were doing a couples massage.
It was our 30th last year.
Yeah, it was for our 30th birthday last year. We went to Atlantic City, and Lauren's mom got us a gift, right? She got us a gift certificate to get to go to a spa. So we said we'll put that towards a couples massage, and I'll do my first massage ever like that. And the second the woman started touching me, I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, it was very distracting, and you probably just tensed up
instantly.
Which is like the opposite of what a massage is supposed to do for you.
I know. I was very uncomfortable for the whole thing because it's like my fiance is staring at me while another woman is rubbing my shoulders and my back, and also I'm wearing just my boxers.
What did you tell her not to touch? Your feet? You're very ticklish?
I did not want her touching my feet at all. I was very ticklish.
Oh my god.
But
it was very funny for us.
The second she touched my shoulders, it was like a fucking clam, just like, oh god, no, please leave me. I'm gonna be married. I'm very happy. I'm happy.
Nick won't even let me rub his shoulders.
No.
He's a weird guy. Gotta say.
Yeah, I know. I'm a very weird guy. That should be obvious pretty easily. Man, I want lasagna.
I know. I'm so hungry.
I'm so hungry. Like, I obviously don't want to end stream because, like, I'm having fun, but I'm so hungry. If someone took the towel off when you gave a massage, you'd instantly get into hilarious insult mode. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, or you get so uncomfortable you just start laughing.
Yeah.
Which is like the last thing you want to do when someone like exposes themselves.
If I took my towel off, or let's say a woman was seeing me for the first time, and the first thing they did was laugh, I got
towel go right back on.
No, I would. I don't even know. I don't know what I would do.
Well, that's what. Okay, so I'm also a big fan of those channel ID, like investigation discovery shows. You know, a lot of those true crime shows. And let me tell you something. The last thing a woman wants to do is laugh at a naked man, because a lot of times it ends up in domestic violence. So
keep it together. Laugh with your friends when you get home. That's what you do.
But I know me personally, like anytime I get uncomfortable or I get nervous, I just cannot stop laughing.
Which is super great, because like if Lauren and I get into an argument, even if it's something small and it's like, I'm not like we're not arguing, it's just like a little disagreement, and I get a little mad, she starts laughing, and that makes me actually mad. And then it like evolves because she like can't stop laughing. I'm like, I'm trying to explain something to you, like how I'm feeling or whatever, like why this made me mad, and she's just laughing in my face, and I'm like, this bitch is for real right now. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's either a laugh or like exactly, or straight to cry. But I usually go to the laugh.
It's usually laughing, and like I said, it really like and I've gotten to the point in our relationship where like I know it's just her being super nervous and like uncomfortable with the situation.
And sometimes I shake like a chihuahua, like this, like
like, are you having a seizure? What are we doing? I don't. This is uncomfortable for everybody. I don't even want to tell you how I'm feeling anymore. I just want this to stop.
Please, you're actually making me very uncomfortable right now.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, my body's reaction really sucks to that fight or flight feeling, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I don't know why does the body react like that? Is my body wanting to flight but I can't because we're in a conversation, so it's just like I don't know, like the hardware is just like breaking down, and it's like, no, I don't know what to do.
No, it's more that your brain is telling you this is an uncomfortable situation, and it's just like a coping mechanism. Like, I don't want to feel uncomfortable
because it's like almost I almost shiver. But shivering is like a reaction for your body to keep warm, right? When your body temperature starts like dipping,
just
your body
heard your
will
stomach growl.
I know. Your body will shiver to kind of produce some heat.
Yeah.
But I shiver when I'm uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable conversation.
I mean, look, your body's going to do a lot of things to cope with a situation, and people think that like if someone crosses their arms that they're lying, or if they do this and they cover their mouth, they're lying, or they look away. Those are not ways to know if someone's lying. I
don't know. Are you not a body language expert?
No, this is from a body language expert from the former FBI. That's not a foolproof method. Someone crossing their arms, it's more of a self-comfort thing.
Yeah.
And someone who's looking away is probably uncomfortable. Maybe they're uncomfortable with being interrogated or being accused of something. Maybe they're uncomfortable because they're lying. But it's not a guarantee. And so your body says, or your brain's telling you, I am uncomfortable and I don't want to be uncomfortable. So what do? You laugh, and you also at the same time, you shouldn't laugh. And because we have like weird senses of humor, the idea of not being able to laugh makes it more funny. It's the same reason when people laugh instead of grieving.
Yeah, I was just, I mentioned that song. It's like, I'm the type of person who laughs at a funeral. Whatever. But yeah, I'm like, oh my, yes, I get that. I get that. You're just uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable situation. So
Yeah.
you're just like, you can't help it. It's like word vomit.
Yeah, it's like when you're in school and you get in trouble for laughing with your friends and your teacher tells you to stop laughing, I'm going to
And
call
then
your
it
house.
just becomes the most hilarious thing.
Yeah.
But I have noticed that though. Like I try to take note now. Like when I cross my arms and why do I do it? And I do it a lot if I'm standing somewhere. Like maybe I'm waiting in line and I'm tired. And it's almost like just a comfort thing. It's like a soothing thing. I'm like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, you're not lying about it.
I'm not like pissed off.
Yeah.
And usually it's like people say like, oh, you
Cool.
look very standoffish.
Oh yeah, because like arms closed, you're closed off, and it's like if your arms are open, no. It's this is comforting to people. On that topic, you don't get how people calm themselves by hurting themselves, like hitting a wall or banging a table. I don't necessarily think it's a calming mechanism. I think it's more of I need to get this frustration out.
Yeah.
And I have no other. I am so angry. I have no other recourse. I have to get this energy out, and you do it by hitting a table
Like
or a
people
wall.
punching walls and punching holes through a bunch of Kyles just punching holes through walls and
Fucking
doors.
chugging monsters and punching walls. That's. I don't necessarily think. Maybe they feel calm after because they get that energy out.
Yeah. Or like screaming into a pillow.
Yeah. It's
Punching
a coping mechanism to deal with the frustration or anger, and you have to get that energy out. And which after you get the energy out, you feel calm because you got that initial out.
Yeah. Like I've definitely punched pillows to like get frustration out.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a calming thing. It just happens to be that the outcome is you might be a little more calm. Or I don't even want to say calm because you could still be seething and just.
But now you're just tired.
No. I think it is a excessive energy release.
Lauren, did you instantly regret it? Because I've been there where I'm so mad, like I hit something and I'm like, and then the pain like kind of knocks me back and I'm like, damn, that fucking hurt. Now I feel like a fucking idiot. Ugh.
Yeah, that happens too. You hit something.
Hurts
like,
and nothing. Yeah, or
like-
you
like-
break your hand, you're like, fuck.
like Ted said, like it hurts and nothing happens, and it's like, or nothing is accomplished. And it's like now I'm angry and in pain, and now I'm angry at two people, myself and whatever else. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's not necessarily a calming because you can punch a wall and still be really angry.
0 out of 10 would not recommend.
There was a hole in your wall and your hand was pretty much broken. It was not good. Yeah, I mean, I don't advise it. There are better ways to handle anger.
Go to one of those, what are they called? Rage rooms.
Rage rooms.
Where you basically pay to go to this room.
And they give you a bat. It's like bats, crowbars, and it's like they give you goggles and whatever. You just break
a bunch
plates
of shit.
and
Plates, copy machines. It's basically like that scene from The Office.
No, Office Space.
Office Space, yeah.
Yeah, at the end when they're beating up that
the
printer.
copy, and the copy machine.
Yeah, whatever, copy machine. Things like, I mean, I don't. Maybe if you're super angry, axe throwing is not the place to go.
Yeah, I know, but I will say punching like a pillow or a bed was not very satisfying either. Because then I was just getting more frustrated that like
Not hurting anything.
Yeah, that like nothing was happening. I was like, this is fucking pissing me off more.
Lauren and I can be wrestling, and it can be fun. And I can get her in a position where she's like stuck, and then she stops having fun because she can't do anything.
Yeah, I get very annoyed.
And then she gets very annoyed. Then she like is trapped in whatever, jujitsu hole they have her in. And then it goes from this was fun to I am fucking furious, and as soon as you let me go, I'm gonna hurt you. But then I don't want to let her go because she's gonna hurt me.
And then it's like, don't talk to me for the rest of the day.
And then I just keep holding her. It becomes like this vicious cycle. The more I hold her, the more she wants to hurt me. But the more she wants to hurt me, the more I want to hold her. So I never know what to do. So eventually I have to get her to agree that I will let her go if she does not retaliate, because I can't hit her, right? Obviously I can't hit, but she can fucking deck me.
I would never do that, and I've never done that.
You have not, but you could. Although the other day we were walking Jerry, and Lauren was just fucking like giving me uppercuts to the kidney, like I did anything.
I wasn't doing it very hard, but it was just fun because he couldn't do anything because he was walking Jerry, and I was just like,
Snake Eye DIY wants Lauren to do 15 push-ups. Wow.
Me do 50 push-ups? I think that's a redemption for you.
Fine.
We wouldn't even make it past 5. Tom and Jerry should.
No,
Oh, Jerry
I
is
gotta-
our dog, FYI. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Did I not turn this camera on? Whoops.
Oh, no.
Oh no, I'm upside down. Why is this camera not on? What is happening?
Just use the one you've been using, and I'll just point it down.
No, why is it not on? I don't know what's happening.
Oh, make it 30. Yeehaw!
Fine. We'll do
Good old-fashioned 30 push-ups.
30 push-ups.
Chair over there. Put it in the corner.
What, you don't want my chair behind you?
I want everyone to be able to see what's happening.
Alright, so I'm going to do my 30 push-ups, and Lauren will be my counter.
That's how we do it.
I'm going to slide with my socks on. That's it. I got to take my socks off.
Hurry up.
Alright, relax.
Nick is known for moving with intention. It's a nice way to say it.
Okay, here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Someone else redeemed.
Oh, you fucking asshole. Who was it?
Lauren redeemed for another 50. Maybe you should turn this off. Yeah, it's just 15. It's just 15.
Fine.
You want me to take this 15?
No, I got it.
Wouldn't do it anyway. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Very good, very good. Yay!
Alright, fine. I hope everyone's happy.
Great, now Nick smells. I'm sweating up a storm.
I'm not even sweating.
I'm just kidding. Impressive. I mean, yeah, one time someone redeemed, it was like 100. People were just redeeming like crazy. I'm like, whoa. We need
I had to put a limit on that shit.
Yeah. That was a while ago.
Yeah. It was when we first became affiliate.
Yeah.
And I had to do
115,
115.
maybe 105. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was not good.
I felt bad.
It was a
actually.
solid 10 minutes of push-ups.
Oh my god.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, you want a text from last night? I thought that was another one. I was like,
like-
fuck. I was like, God damn it, Snake Eye. How you doing, by the way?
I'll do those modified push-ups.
All right, text from last night. Area code 420. My mic's not even. Okay. Area code 420 says, I shit myself and fell down the stairs, and I'm still finding shit in those pants.
Oh my god. How are they still finding shit in those pants? Why wouldn't you have just washed them? Like,
I don't
even know. I don't even know how I would.
I didn't
go
make this
about
up,
that.
okay? They shit.
Fell down the stairs.
Yeah, which means it's splattered everywhere.
Ugh, God.
Yeah, it's gross.
Rough night. What happened?
Throw those pants out, you freak.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
just
think-
throw those out.
I think that's the best recourse.
Do you do that with babies? Like, do you just
Throw the baby out.
Throw out the onesies if there's like an explosion up the back or something?
Why was my first reaction to throw the baby
Yeah,
out?
I don't know. I think that says about where we are about having kids. But I heard in a diaper commercial the other day, like, they were made to prevent blowouts, and I was like, what? I think that's when it like blows out the back of the diaper.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and I think sometimes they blow up the back. Yeah, that's a thing. just like all over the babe.
All right, so maybe throwing out the baby is like a viable option.
Recent 29,000. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Why
my
aren't the
god.
kids? Yeah, we're not really decided on that either.
Yeah, no, that really upset me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's either that or they don't wear diapers. So, which is, yeah, diapers are kind of like, they're not a natural thing,
Yeah.
right? That's not how we were meant to be. And to be honest,
But like, what did you do before diapers?
well, so one of my friends who I used to work with at the zoo, she was the great ape keeper. She worked with the orangutans, and she actually worked with them in Indonesia at a sanctuary. And they would just carry them on their backs. The people and obviously the orangutan mothers just carry the babies on their backs, and then when they went, they went. Sometimes, yes, it would get on you. So,
No.
like, you're the mess to clean up instead of the baby in that scenario. So, yeah, I know, it sucks.
That's the thing. Okay, so this is the kid-free is the way to be. Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems like it. Do you love something so much that you'll just let it shit on you constantly?
Man, I wish I put the mic down my stomach. That was a big growl.
Lauren's stomach was just violently attacking me. Like, it challenged me in the ways of old.
Challenged you in a duel. Okay, real talk though. Nick and I were engaged in 2018, and we had a big head start on everyone, like everyone in his family, like
Everyone in the world.
his two siblings. You know, weren't engaged, they weren't anything, so everyone's like, oh, Nick and Lauren are gonna have kids first, and whoever has kids first, that kid's gonna be spoiled, they're gonna get everything, so you guys better get on it. Now, yes, we're married, but now his brother just got engaged yesterday,
Yeah.
his sister's engaged, and they're all probably gonna get married, you know, in the next year or so, so now it's on. And kind of like, I guess you guys could take that win.
It is a race I am willing to lose.
Yeah. I still don't know if we want kids.
Silent Tremor.
What,
What the hell?
the hecky? Whoa.
Silent Tremor. Gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Are you
What the
fucking
hecky?
kidding me?
Whoa, my God, I don't even know what to do. I'm gonna throw some hype up in here, though.
Holy fucking shit.
Why, though? Holy shit. Is it because we said if you didn't want kids?
Happy New Year, Silent Tremor. Alright.
Chug that White
Okay,
Claw.
here's what we're gonna do. I'm not chugging the White Claw because there's like nothing left.
Oh my God. Oh, look at that cute. We still have the holiday thing up. We need
First
to
off,
change that.
Happy motherfucking New Year, Silent Tremor.
Dang.
Second. Lauren, come here.
What are you going to do? Are we gonna wrestle?
Yes.
No.
We're wrestling.
No,
We're-
it's a hard floor.
We're wrestling. I'm sorry. This is how it has to be. We are wrestling. I gotta figure out this camera real quick though.
No, we're gonna end up knocking over the thing.
We're not gonna knock over the thing.
This isn't like the old studio where it was carpeted. This is hardwood floor.
Let me just figure out this camera real quick.
LOL. What?
Okay.
Silent Tremor, please cough twice if this is not what you wanted.
Give me 1 second. I'm upside down.
Yeah, why do you keep doing that?
I gotta fix it. Relax.
You just got home from donating blood. Awesome. Yes, I saw you put that in Discord.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
That is awesome. And yes, if you guys are able to do that, you should definitely donate blood. There's definitely a shortage right now. There's always a dang shortage of blood, but especially now.
Okay. So,
Donates blood and donates subs.
took 7 minutes. Yeah, it's they use about 18 gauge needles to donate blood.
Okay.
Lauren and I gotta wrestle now, and we're gonna do.
There's so much equipment.
Should we do a minute a sub? No, it's 10 minutes of
10
wrestling.
minutes of
Lauren
wrestling?
can't handle
I
that.
gotta go to the bathroom.
Well, go to the bathroom. Tess needs to get
Get
snacks. All right, we're gonna do this. We're wrestling for subs. Silent Tremor, you are way too fucking much. Thank you so much. It's incredibly kind of you. And now you get to watch me and Lauren wrestle. So. Oh, you wrestled in college. I've been doing jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu for 8 years. And I'm very close to getting my black belt. So this will be fun. I assume you did Greco-Roman wrestling. Folk style mostly. You've done freestyle and stuff. Alright, I'm gonna kick up the music a little. Get this music up a little.
Get ready to be blown away by my skill.
Snacks acquired. Alright. We are wrestling for subs. Let's fucking go. I'll start on the ground for you.
Wait, watch that label. Let's move that down to the desk.
There's no punching in wrestling.
What the hell? Oh my god. That is an unfair armbar.
1-0 me.
Wait, do you have a timer going?
Oh, hey Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Oh, good, you fine.
Ah!
Got you exactly where I wanted you.
Did you?
Calf cutter.
Oh, that wasn't a tap.
That wasn't a tap?
No.
Oh.
That was titty twist.
Ah!
Oh god. You're pulling my hair.
Oh.
Damn it.
Tap, tap, tap.
Damn it.
Fucking.
Ah, damn it. Full 5 minutes? Jesus Christ. Ow, my hair. You're pulling my hair again. Ow. Ah. Give it had a bald spot after this. Also, you need to clean this floors more often. Come here. Yeah, give me those feet. Tickle the shit out of them. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
I got her toes. I got her toes. Ah, she slapped me. Fucking.
Oh god! He's gonna rip me from limb to limb.
I'm gonna split her in half.
Okay, okay. Bitch. You know. I'm gonna choke you, you bastard.
You gonna choke me?
Oh god. Alright. I think I've had about enough of this. I'll pull your leg hairs right out. Oh, damn it! You back down! Get Ow! These freaking toes! Look at these claw toes! God, oh, okay, okay. Alright, what is that, like 10-0 me? Oh dear. Oh god. this is how we cuddle. Alright, well, that was fun. So, alright. I got a titty twister clip. Oh, well, that was exciting. Not. Oh, well,
Silent Chummer, thank you again for the subs. So we wrestle for subs. We wrestle for subs.
we gotta get a mat in here or something.
We gotta do something, yeah.
Because I couldn't get a good grip, that's why.
That's what it was, yeah.
Like, I have my socks on the wood floor.
Take your socks off.
No, I took my feet are cold.
Oh, you are. I thought maybe you were lying. Got that titty twister clip. Yeah, I bet that was pretty good.
Yeah, those are my two defenses. Titty twister and,
The old dick grab.
that, and then I pull his leg hairs.
The old dick twist.
Those are my big defenses. And once in a while I'll throw in a foot tickle, because he's very ticklish.
I know, but then I just fucking jab.
Ticklish, oh god.
I just used one finger. I just fucking jab it right between the ribs.
Yeah, it's we love it.
I'm gonna turn the music down a little. I feel like it might be a little high.
Well, good round.
Yeah. So that was fun. Teds, have a great night. I hope you enjoyed. Can grab the beer too. Yeah, that works. Oh, god damn.
Right. Bye, Ted. No. Okay. Okay. Oh god, I can't even get my arms all the way around. Okay, we get it. What does that say? I have Cajun fries and Korean popcorn chicken.
I will fucking.
No.
I'll just crush your arm with my.
Okay. I'm hungry.
Okay, what do you want me to do? We got lasagna downstairs.
I know. You are so rude.
Can I have my chair?
No.
Oh, okay. I gotta reset.
Okay, here. Alright, well, thanks everyone for joining us. We have to go eat lasagna.
Okay.
I think I earned that lasagna. Wrestling for subs. Oh, I can't wait to watch this.
Yeah, I'm very excited to watch that clip. Lauren, can you please post it in Discord? Which, by the way, I think we are gonna go. It's getting really hungry, and also now I have to use the bathroom too. So, if you are already not following the channel, I mean, I don't see why at this point you would after watching that.
I'm watching the clip. It's so funny.
But
Basically like one giant hairball.
every follow really helps. Subs, are never required, but always super appreciated. And when we get gifted subs like that, then we wrestle for subs. That's just how it goes. We also, if you missed today's podcast recording, we put out new podcast episodes every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern. You can find all of our previous podcast episodes. There's like 60 of them. 60 something now.
Really? Oh my god.
You have them on our website, or you can click the link that we just put in chat. We have a Discord. We have a Discord. We just talk about random stuff, everything from general conversation, food stuff, science, Pokemon. Speaking of Pokemon, we have a brand new YouTube channel called 9Card TCG, where I post, Pokemon playthroughs and Pokemon card game stuff. So I have a lot of fun doing it. You can find us on every single social media that there is. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. We have it all. We have a Patreon. If you support us on Discord, or on Twitch, any level you subscribe on, there's a Discord. Any tier that you subscribe to on Twitch gives you all the stuff in the Discord on the Patreon subscriber stuff. So Silent Tremor, for example, gifted 10 $5 subs. That means he gets all the stuff in the $50 tier on Patreon. So he can go on Patreon, look at the $50 tier and say, I want all of this stuff. One of them is actually a homemade dessert from me that I will mail to you.
Hot damn.
So I recommend cookies or brownies because they are the easiest to ship and they hold up the best in shipping. But if you want, you know, I mean, listen, it's got to be within reason.
Chocolate lava cake.
Yeah, I will not mail a chocolate lava cake because by the time it gets to you, it'll be stupid. I'll mail you a small chocolate cake. Yeah, Silent Tremor, you go check out our Patreon.
Or what if I don't know if you mail the ingredients.
Nah. I gotta mail eggs and shit. There's like 6 eggs that go in there.
Yeah.
Check out our Patreon, and you all the stuff in. You get everything. $50 is our highest tier, so you get all that shit. Sass, what is up? How you doing? We are actually ending at the moment. Let's see. Is there anyone on that we could go and raid? Oh, Pokemon Health is on, so we're gonna go check her out. We're gonna go check out Hook'em because she is a great streamer, and we always have a lot of fun with her. We're gonna go check out Hook'em because she is a great... You plowed all night. Ooh, hey, phrasing.
What?
You plowed all night. Ooh, hey, phrasing.
Hook'em's on you, son?
Yeah.
No. Oh, yeah.
Listen,
You gotta
I
be
don't
more
tell you. Listen,
specific.
you don't need a. It's quite all right. But yeah, we're super grateful for all the support over the past year and kicking off the new year right with Silent Tremor being a fucking baller.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you gotta get him a t-shirt.
yeah, Silent, if you want another T-shirt, we'll fucking send it to you.
If you want this one.
You want that Jerry shirt?
Jerry
You want
one.
another T-shirt? I'll just reach over. But yeah, we're gonna go head out. We're gonna go check out Pokemon Health. Thank you all so much, and I will see you on Thursday for a Pokemon stream. So yeah, like I said, if you missed today's podcast episode, check it out Tuesday, any podcast platform or our website, Just Not Science. And thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. You guys are incredible. I hope you enjoyed watching Lauren give me a titty twister. And yeah, let's go check out Hook'em. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. You guys are incredible. I hope you.